Oh no, wait.
I'm
in the last place. No.
Hey guys.
Yeah?
I think we should start our group dynamic discussion right now.
Right now?
I think that
Last
that
song, please.
we come here to do the discussion, not to play video games, right?
I guess you're right. I mean, we didn't want to do the video
getting
call.
I
late.
know.
Yeah.
So wait, we're almost finished.
I'm pausing it. Alright.
Fine.
Alright, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am AIMAN bin Ramdhani.
I am KHALEEQA Nazira.
I am BALQIS. I am ADILA. I am AINARISSA.
And today, our group had the chapter 8, which is interpersonal communication, and we chose the subtopic barriers to listening. Right, so we have the first scene, which is
So the first distraction is physical distraction. So what is physical distraction? Physical distraction is when someone is talking to you and you get distracted by something physical, which in this case, Anis was distracted by her crush walking by behind Ain when Ain was talking to her.
alright. Next will be the
Mental
distraction, which is
Mental distraction is when you're actually not listening to people because you are thinking so much stuff in your head. Aiman, can you explain what happened in the scene?
Alright, so for example, in the scene, Ain was actually daydreaming about her boyfriend coming back home from the frisbee tournament and wasn't really listening to what KHALEEQA and I were saying to her. Next scene would be also mental distraction, but it has something to do with multitasking. Alright, so in this scene, Balqis was multitasking while looking at her phone, writing something down. And the definition of multitasking is doing two things at the same time.
So in KHALEEQA's scene, she was listening to the music while on her earphone so loud that while Ain was talking to her that she didn't listen at all, and that is defined as multitasking as well. So KHALEEQA, can you explain the differentiate between the both of the scenes?
Oh, sure. Okay. So in Bal and my scene, the difference between those scenes is that when in the first scene, Bal was actually doing her work while Anis was trying to talk to her, trying to get her attention. While in my scene, I was listening to my music so loud that I can't hear what I said at all. So I pass this to the next scene too.
So the next thing is semantic. Semantic is where you use different words but the same meaning. Like in the scene where Aiman used the word loo instead of toilet. So it is like something different words but same meaning, but not everyone can understand it. Alright, so the last of the barriers of listening is factual distraction. So what is factual distraction? Factual distraction is when someone is talking to you and they have the wrong facts. So you tend to get irritated or distracted by their wrong facts and you correct them.
Alright, that's all fine and dandy, but do you have any solution to that?
I think we do think first.
So I do have the solution for those problems that occurs in our video.
Enlighten us.
So the first problem that in the video is physical distraction. So physical distraction, which is in Anis' scene, that she was distracted by her crush that passing by at the cafe. So to overcome the problem, we should discuss at quiet place, like to avoid people walking around, passing by, especially our crush and so on, right? So I think that we should maybe discuss at library perhaps.
So I guess I have solution for the mental distraction, which is like Ain scenes, where first thing first, we need to clear our mind when we are doing discussion, especially about our assignment, of course. And then for the next scene, which is Balqis and KHALEEQA scene, which is multitasking, I suggest that we cannot do two things at one time because like we are easily tend to make mistakes. And for the Balqis scene, which is like she's doing her assignment, right? So if she's doing assignment and then she's playing phone and talking to other people, so the results of the assignment that she's doing not be that great, and it will affect her assignment, of course.
So for the semantic problem, I think that in the scene, Aiman was talking to Anis, but Anis didn't understand the word lu. So I think that I suggest that we should read more to gain more knowledge and to improve our vocabulary, especially to understand the other slangs as well. So the next is factual distraction. Factual distraction is the scene where AIMAN keep on standing on his own point instead of listening to others' point of view. So I think that we should educate people properly instead of snapping on them easily, and we should listen to their point first before pointing on our point. Yep. So I think, do you guys have any other suggestion?
Well, for me, I think I agree with you guys' solution, but I think there should be another solution where for multitasking, those who can do it, they should go ahead and do it, but maybe it takes practice, so you can do 2 things at once, even 3 things at once, and you can be more effective in your life. How about you guys?
Yeah, I actually agree with Aman's point. For some people, multitasking makes their work more effective and it saves time for them. So yeah, I think if you can do it, then you do it, and if you can't, then you shouldn't. What about you, KHALEEQA?
Okay, so for Anis' scene, I think that she should listen to Ain attentively instead of daydreaming like what Ain did the next scene. Ain should also listen to other scenes. So actually the 2 scenes, they have the same solution.
Yeah, should prioritize on the things
Yes.
that's important to us. Yes. I think for the first one, which is physical distraction, I think I agree with your point, because when you have a discussion in a very loud and crowded place, people who listens tends to get distracted, and by removing the noise distraction, it actually helps us to listen to the other person more attentively.
But however, that point can still be countered because well, even if you go to a quiet place, and then for example, what if Anis' crush came to the library, it would be the same thing, and she'll be still distracted again.
So I guess there's distractions everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the factual, I guess like we need to read more, especially on the current issues, because like, you know, people tend to argue because they think they are right, but actually they are not. So basically you need to read more so that you will get the correct facts instead of arguing each other.
Okay, so furthermore, for the semantics distraction, I think the person who is using the semantics should maybe use more common slangs. You know, guys, I think we have all the solutions to all the problems that we have in the
It's a
topic.
great progress.
I should try to improve.
Yeah.
So every problem has its own solution, right? So we need to improve ourselves so that you won't repeat the same mistake.
And also to become a better person.
Yeah, we should all learn from our mistakes.
Don't repeat the same mistakes, everyone.
And learn from your mistakes. Alright, that's all from us, and we'll continue gaming. Bye bye.
Bye!
Alright, and you're still slow.
Oh no, wait! I thought I was winning.
No.
Can we restart the game, please?
No.
Restart? No! Oh, but I'm losing. No, I'm not stopping this.